Do you ever set goals for a new year, feeling super motivated at the beginning, only to lose focus or get overwhelmed just a few months in? Or maybe it's not that. Maybe you are just stuck wondering, how do I even figure out what I really want in life? If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. And I've been there too. But what if I told you there is a way to create a clear roadmap for your goals that actually works, that I can give it to you today? A way to stay motivated, overcome obstacles, and design life that feels fulfilling and aligned with who you really are. So that's what I'm going to give to you today. Today, this video, we are tracking the ultimate challenge. How you're going to set your goals for 2025 that you will not only stick to, but that will transform your life in the process. If you don't know me, this is your first video watching. Actually, this is my second video. My name is Fabiana, and my goal is to help you become your best version while I am becoming my best version. We are going to go over some steps. Get your notebooks, take some notes. Step 1, the first thing that you want to do is bring awareness. We cannot make changes if we're not bringing awareness to who we are and what we're doing that might not be working out. So the first thing I need you to do is write down that you're going to reflect on 2024. So you're going to identify where you were successful in 2024, also the challenges that you faced in 2024, and also some lessons that you've learned in 2024. So some questions that you can ask yourself: what were my biggest successes this year? Did you have any success this year? Let's hope so. And if not, why? Did you create a goal at the beginning of the year and you just stopped, just gave up? What challenges did you face? And how did you overcome those challenges? Was there any challenges that you faced throughout 2024? It could have been you got sick, or you got injured, your job changed, you had to move. Those are some of the challenges that you could face throughout the process. What key lessons did you learn about yourself, your goals, and your values? Was there any lessons? Also, something very important is for you to know your values, because a lot of times we are not feeling fulfilled because we are going against what we believe to be our values. And when that happens, we start feeling depressed, we're not as happy, we're not living a fulfilled life. Which habits or practices worked well for you and which need improvement? So is there anything that you worked on, any habits that worked really well for you? For example, a lot of times we create those goals at the beginning of the year. So did you create any goals that actually worked out for you pretty good? And what happened if you didn't continue with them? What are you most proud of accomplishing in 2024? And how long have you been thinking about these changes instead of taking action? Is there anything that you want to change that you thought about changing in 2024, but you just thought about it, but you did not do anything about it? It is just like reading a book to learn new information, but I read it, I put it aside, and then I don't apply anything that I learned. What's the point of me reading a book that's going to help me with my personal growth if I'm not going to apply anything? It is just like watching this video, maybe taking notes and not applying anything that you've learned over here. Let's go to step 2. You're going to define a clear vision. This is very important. Your vision. What do you want 2025 to look like? At the end of 2025, what do you want the end of 2025 look like? What do you want to have accomplished by the end of 2025? Try to visualize it. Try to feel it. And if you can, use all your senses. Just close your eyes and imagine, how would you be feeling? Is there any smell that you're going to be smelling or something, like touching? You're going to be touching anything. What are you going to see? I'm going to use myself as an example. My focus is to change my physique. I want not just the physique, but also my health. It's about my health, but also I'm going to be honest with myself, and you have to be honest with yourself. It's about looks too. I want to look good. When I get older, I am getting older. So I need to really focus on being active, eating healthy. And also, if you don't know, that's my profession. I am a dietitian. I felt that I wouldn't be able to provide the best education to the people that I talk to if I am not doing the things that I'm telling them to do and becoming my better version. So I imagine at the end of 2025, I just close my eyes and I imagine how my body would be looking like. I imagine me being active, going to the mountains, and imagine the activities that I'm going to be doing, what I'm eating, the things that I'm eating, and the things that I enjoy eating. So I start imagining foods that are better for my performance. Those are the things I'm imagining and thinking about. So start thinking about what's your vision here. And some of the questions that you can ask yourself. What would a fulfilling year look like in your health, career, finances, relationship, and personal growth? So what's my ideal day-to-day lifestyle in 2025? So if I want to be somebody that's active, what am I going to do? Like, am I just going to sit down and watch TV all day and be on my phone scrolling through social media, or ordering fast food and eating until I am sick of it? So what does it look like? Or do I want to take my dog for a walk, or maybe go to a park, and I choose a restaurant that I want to go to, and I have a meal that is providing me with nutrients instead of just empty calories? Another question, what impact do you want to create this year? My example here, I want to be able to help people change their lives. And I want to do that by showing you that I am doing it and how I'm doing it. I cannot tell you do this and then I don't do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the information. Also, I'm going to show you that I'm applying that information. What areas of my life need most attention and transformation? What's bothering you? What do you need to let go of to achieve your goals? You cannot achieve the goals that you want to achieve without letting some things go. And you need to feel comfortable with that. What are the things that you're doing now that is not helping you become your best version? And you're going to have to say no to those things. Could it be friends? So who do you have to say no to? And what are the things that you have to say no to achieve this goal? It could be eliminating social media. Sometimes we're afraid of FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Missing out the things that people are posting on social media. How about the fear of missing out in your best life, in your best version? Aren't you afraid of that? Aren't you afraid of missing out on finding out that you can be a lot more than you are right now? So the next step, you're going to set SMART goals. You're going to create specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. So SMART goals is just an acronym. You're going to look into different areas of your life. You're going to look into your health, your career, your finances, relationships, spirituality. My suggestion is I'm going to tell you what I did that worked for me and why I have been very focused on this goal. You could choose different areas of your life to focus on. My recommendation is for you to focus on one area for the entire year. And wait, we're going to focus on all areas, but there's one area that you're going to put your main focus on. So for example, myself, my area is my health, my physical change. That's my one goal that I'm committed to for the next year. I might not do other things, but definitely I am going to always commit to being active and focusing on my eating habits. Those two things are important. My mobility, so I do stretches, I do mobility work, I work out, I do yoga, I ride the bike, soon I'm going to start swimming. So those are the things I'm focused on, and I make sure that I accomplish them. And same thing with the meals, focusing on those things for the whole year. So that's my physical change for the whole year. And then every 3 months, I'm going to add one thing in different areas of my life that I want to focus on top of that. But up here is my physical change and health. And then the other things happen in the other quarters of the year, which I'm going to share with you later. So I would recommend for you to write down at least this for each area. What specific outcomes do you want to achieve in each area? How will you measure your progress and success for each area? So how would you measure your progress for each area? So this is using the SMART goal. You need to be able to measure, for example, the weight. What's the weight that I want to be at? I'm not really using weight. I have an idea of the weight that would be best for me, so I do have that goal. However, I'm more focused on muscle mass and body fat percent. Also, how often I allow myself to have the foods that are not as good for me. So measuring all that. So what are the areas that you're going to measure? Like, for example, it could be finances. How much money do you want to make every single month? Or by the end of the year, how much money do you want to make? Are these goals realistic, given your current resources and time? A healthy weight loss is about 0.5 pound to 2 pounds per week of weight loss. So if I say in 2 months, I'm going to lose 40 pounds, that is not realistic because I want to do this in a healthy way. Is it possible if I'm doing that in an unhealthy way? 100%. But my goal is to make the change long term. I don't want to just a quick fix. So think this long term. Just imagine this is something that's not going to end. This is what I'm creating here as part of my lifestyle. Why are these goals important to you? So what's the reason? I want you to be very honest with yourself. And this one you might have to think about, because sometimes we come up with things that might not be true. For example, I was working with somebody that the reason for the change was their partner, and this person didn't continue because that was not a strong reason. And then I start talking about this person's health, and I asked, okay, what is bothering you in your life right now? And this person was like, no, everything is good. Are you complacent with how things are? Because when I asked this question to this person, I was like, is everything good? Or you're just putting the bar very low for yourself because you don't want to push yourself to be better? And then this person started pushing himself to do better. What is the deadline for achieving each goal? So when are you achieving? Like, for example, myself, my fitness journey, it's going to take a year. I'm going to continue, but for me to get to the goal that I want to get to, it's a year. So how long does it take for you to make the income that you want to make, or for you to learn the things that you want to learn, to start a new career? Maybe you need to start reading some books, take some courses. So how long is it going to take for you to make changes in that area? The next step, you want to break down yearly goals. Like I was saying, I have one main goal for the whole year, which is my physical change, which I recommend for you to pick one that you're going to be like, okay, laser focus on this. But then you're going to break down in quarters. So every 3 months, that's where I would add the new goal for different area of your life. So the first 3 months, I would say, hey, I want to work on my career. Or let me change that. So the first 3 months, I'm going to work on my physical change. All right. So 3 months focus on my physical change. That does not mean it's going to stop. You're going to continue. But then after 3 months, the next 3 months, what you're going to focus on. So it could be your career. For example, myself, first 3 months is going to continue to be my physical activity. But then the following 3 months, I want to focus more on learning about how to make better content. What small action can you take weekly or monthly to achieve these goals? So what are the actions that you're going to take? I work out 6 days a week. I rest 1 day. That's the action that takes for me to change. I also meal prep every weekend. So I know on Sundays is my day to grocery shop, either Saturday or Sunday, and also Sunday I do my meal prep. Those are the actions. And then I start adding more actions. Okay, those are the first ones that I'm working with, and then gradually I add more. Later in a different video, I'm going to go over more in details how to create your SMART goals. What barriers could you face or have faced when trying to achieve your goals? Have you tried to achieve these goals before? And what challenges did you face? What blocked you from continuing? Because you need to figure out what is going to take to achieve these goals. And if there are any challenges that you might face, how to overcome those challenges. What are you going to do if you get out of track? I'm going to use myself as an example again, the physical activity. I committed to 6 times a week. I'm following a program, and that's what keeps me accountable. It's a 8-week program, workout week program. So I follow that, and there's only 1 day off. Some days I'm not able to work out, and I use that as my rest day. So when I'm faced with, okay, I was going to work out here today. Something happened. I had to change the schedule, but I'm still committed to working out. There are days that I had to travel. I changed the time that I was going to travel so I could work out. So whenever your routine changes, you might face some barriers. So how are you going to overcome those barriers? And as they come, as you notice, for example, with myself, I know that if I'm going to have to travel, for example, next week, I'm going to travel on Monday and I'm not going to be able to work out the next day. So what's my plan? What's my game plan? Because I already know what's going to happen next week. Which goals should you prioritize first in this quarter? All right, so the next one, you're going to create action plans. Have you heard that phrase? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. The planning is super important. You need to plan. How was I able to commit to my workouts? Because I have a 8-week plan. I got somebody's workout program, which is a total of 8 weeks, and I'm following it. Now, I already have a plan for my next workout. So I just finished with my 8-week program. Now I chose another one that's only 4 weeks, and I'm going to follow that. And before that last week finish, I'm already going to have a plan for what workout program I'm going to follow. Same thing with the meals. At the beginning of each week, I already have the plan what my meals are going to look like. And let's say there is a week that, life happens, I'm not able to plan my meals. What kind of foods that can I buy that are healthier and better for me to eat if I'm not able to plan those meals? Maybe can I make a salad for myself, or maybe can I make a sandwich that would be a healthy version of a sandwich? So what kind of meals can I have that week if I'm not able to meal prep for myself? Should I buy, sometimes I buy soups, especially now that here it's a bit cold right now. So what are you going to do? What's your plan? So you're going to align the plans with your quarterly goals. What is the primary focus for your first month that aligns with your yearly goals? So what are you going to focus on? If I want to work out and be more active, I need to have a plan for that. What are the most important weekly tasks to achieve this month's focus? So mine is working out and my meals. And I added a few other things. I'm meditating, I'm doing breath work. So all those things were added because I got a hang of my schedule for my physical activity and eating habits. So notice that it took me 2 months for me to actually add another test. How can you incorporate daily habits that support these weekly and monthly goals? What distractions do you need to eliminate to stay focused? Again, we're talking about the distractions. Think about what is taking you away from the life that you want to live. And the best version of yourself would be doing those things right now. My best version is not scrolling on Facebook or Instagram for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and not creating progress for myself. My best version is not watching TV all day. So your best version would be doing the things that you're doing right now. And then you're going to implement the system. So what's the system? The system is, what am I doing on a daily basis? What's my routine? Do you have a morning routine? I find it crucial for you to have a morning and night routine when you're making changes. Again, you don't have to start this all too fast. Like I was saying, my morning routine and my sleeping schedule gradually changed to be set in stone. Like, okay, this is the time I wake up. My goal is to wake up at 5, but some days I would wake up at 6 and then 5. But one thing that I never missed was the workout. When I woke up at 5, I was able to do some meditation, breath work, and different things and read. But when I woke up at 6, I couldn't do that because I had to go to work, but I need to make sure I worked out. So just remember that this might not look as perfect as you want. And I think a lot of times when people give up is because they want perfection. And what you want to do is to stay disciplined. It doesn't have to be perfect. If I only have 20 minutes to work out one day, just work out for 20 minutes if that's all you can do. But make sure you're not skipping what you're creating for yourself as far as a goal. Time blocking is another thing that you can do. So block some time. In the morning, I block hour to hour and a half. Usually my workouts take only an hour, but sometimes it can take a little bit longer. So I know hour and a half, I need to have an hour and a half open for my workouts before I go to work. If you are studying, what time are you blocking? If you're learning something new, what time are you blocking to do those tasks? And what are accountability tools that you can use? In my case, I'm using a tracker. I'm going to show you my accountability tool for my workouts. I want to commit to my workouts for 66 days. It's like I said, it's going to be the whole year, but I'm tracking just for the first 66 days, and then I'm going to change. I made this, which is very simple and rough. I made this for myself. And right here, I have pretty much 48 days, and I have a different one that continues with the 66 days. But I have here 48 days that you can see here. At the top of it, I wrote, I am the focus. So that's what I'm using to remind myself I'm the focus. So this is my priority. And I write down the days of the month at the top of it. And each time I work out, I scratch it. And when I have my rest day, of course, I also scratch it. And because I'm supposed to have only one. And then in all the, like, I know when the routine is going to change because I put it right below here. For example, on day 20, I had an appointment. And then I wrote down when Thanksgiving was going to be, just in case if I was going to do something on Thanksgiving. And I wrote down when I had another appointment as well. And what else did I write here? Oh, whenever I was going to travel on day 41. So right here, I created for myself, and that's what tracks me. So every time I scratch that, and it's super rough. Super, like, this is like not something that I printed out of the internet. It looks extremely pretty. I created this. Like, it's what works for me. It's hanging on my wall, and every day I check it if I complete it, which I always do, right? I have never missed. I've been completing this whole time. I'm on day 54, and right here I have the rest of the list. So just to share with you what's working for me. And now this week I complete week 8. Let's see what else here is on my list. So after week 8, I'm going to start again on a different program. It's going to take 4 weeks until I complete this, and I'm going to create another one for myself. Are there better ones out there? Yes, but that's what I'm talking about, perfection. I just did what worked for me. You know, that was quick, easy, and simple, and that's what I put it out there for myself. So I just recommend for you to do what works for you. Don't try to be perfect. So what does, so that would be one accountability tool that I used for myself. I use also for my meals on my phone. I use MyFitnessPal, and MyFitnessPal, I am able to track my calories and the foods that I'm eating for that day. So that's another accountability tool that I'm using. Another accountability tool that I use that it's called Habit Tracker. I track my water intake. Because I know sometimes I don't drink enough water. So the Habit Tracker, this is for Android. I think for iPhone it's called Habits. And what I do, I just put here a question to ask me at a certain time to remind me. So at 11:30, I think, it asks me if I already drank 1.5 liters of water. And then I check if I did. And then it kind of reminds me because by 12, I want to drink that 1.5 liters of water. So then it reminds me, ooh, I kind of need to start drinking a little bit more if I haven't. And then at 3 or 4 o'clock, I don't remember what time it is, but it asks me if I already had another liter of water. So it's like 2.5 liters by that time. Right now it has changed. Now I'm drinking 3 liters of water, but it's still kind of checking with 2.5. But by that time, I already had 3 liters when it asked me about 2.5. And also it's asking if I worked out as well. So it checks with me around 11 a.m. if I worked out that day, and I check if I did. So you can use those tools, different tools that you can use for yourself. If you want me to talk about weight loss and physical activity a little bit more, especially because that's my profession, I can definitely share with you. Just let me know here in the comments. And if you're enjoying this, actually, don't forget to subscribe. All right, so how can you use time blocking to maximize your productivity? So time blocking, I recommend that. For example, if you want to read for 30 minutes, block that time that you want to read for 30 minutes. Phone is off. nothing is going to interrupt you around that time. Or for example, if it's an hour and a half of workout, everything is off, nobody's interrupting me. I don't have my phone off. For example, somebody called me today when I was working out. I didn't answer because my focus is my workout, right? Not talk to that. I didn't even text that person and say, hey, I'll call you later. This is my focus. Nothing is going to take away from my focus right now. What accountability tools or partners can help you during this process on the tracking of everything? Maybe you can have people that they're helping you. Maybe you have a partner that lives with you that is able to help you with your goals. On this one, I'm doing on my own. As far as I learned that a lot of times when I share on social media and start sharing my workouts, and I get off track. And because that works best for me to just not share anything with anyone, I took myself off social media completely, and I'm not sharing anything with anyone right now. And it's been working out amazing for myself, and I'm going to continue to do this way. I don't want to share the process and how things are going. I want eventually to be the motivation when people see, okay, she was able to do it. She actually committed to this, right? And I felt a lot of time, one of the reasons, one of my whys is I was telling people to do certain things that I wasn't doing. So that's what a motivation for myself as well. How can you track your progress in a simple, effective way? I kind of showed you this here. So those are some questions you can ask yourself. Next, you're going to embrace your growth mindset. That should be number one here too. For people that want to lose weight and make any changes, but because I work with people that are trying to lose weight, if you don't change your mindset, nothing is going to change. You cannot start something new with the old mindset that you've had. That you cannot start something new with the mindset that you used to have, that you have right now, right? I'm just saying you're getting rid of that. You're going to change your mindset. So for example, if you're working on losing weight and you start thinking, well, can't lose weight with this age, like I'm older right now, you're already putting yourself in a space of negativity that you feel that you might fail, that is not possible for you. You got to change that. You have to commit and believe it is possible, because you're not going to try if you don't believe it is possible. So your mindset has to change. A lot of times on my workout, I think, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I'm not going to be able to do this. Even I might not be able to do certain workouts at that time, but if I keep telling myself I can't do this, then I'm not going to even try at that moment. And what I think, I catch myself thinking that way, and I say, no, the more I do this, the stronger I'm going to get, and I'm going to be able to do this movement that I want to do. So make sure that you're keeping that in mind. Your mindset has to change. Engage in continuous learning. So make sure you continue to learn. Like in my case, I watch the movements that I'm supposed to do ahead of time, so I'm doing them properly when I'm working out. So you're going to have to learn during this process. Or if you're trying to make more money, what are the things you're going to have to focus on to learn to improve your skills, so you can actually become better at this field than other people, so you can actually provide better service. You want to reflect regularly what worked out, what didn't work out. So try to reflect on the things, or your thoughts. Make sure you keep track of your thoughts, and the thoughts that are helping you, that are moving you towards your goal, and the thoughts that are taking you away from your goal. And also celebrate your wins. Another thing about your mindset, your mind will try to stop you, but you need to train it to obey you. Don't forget that. You have to get your mind to obey you, because your mind is used to feeling comfortable and is trying to keep you in a space of feeling comfortable. And when you start pushing yourself, it's going to try to get you back to your old habits. You need to break your old mindset and create that new mindset. And how are you going to do that? Every time it tries to tell you, no, you can't do this, or try to change it to your old version, you tell it that you can. Yes, I can, and I will continue to focus on my vision. If it tells you can't do this, you fight it and you tell it, no, I can and I will. And do this to align with your progress. So whenever your mind tells you something, your thoughts tell you something that does not align with your progress, change it. Ask yourself, does this thinking aligning me to my progress and goal? And if the answer is no, then change it. Prepare for challenges. Challenges are going to come. Identify the obstacles and plan solutions for that. A lot of times people fail or stop because they are not prepared to a long-term plan of action and want the results right now. Good things can take time, and be prepared to put in the work before you see the results. It takes time. Prioritize self-care. That's the next step. So you want to schedule breaks. Like myself, I have 1 day off of workouts every week. You might want to schedule a vacation. Like I want to schedule when I hit 3 months. I'm planning to travel, maybe Florida or somewhere that I'm not sure yet. And mental well-being practices. What do you need to do to keep yourself calm, to keep your mindset focused? Yeah, and what are the things you need to do? Take a bath, or think about the things you enjoy doing. Going for a walk, could be swimming, it could be going to the park, reading, playing guitar, singing, dancing. What is it? To do the things that you enjoy too. It's not just hardcore working. Also take some time for yourself and make sure you stay focused. Focus on your why and using the tools that you created for yourself to help you. I think vision board is a great idea to help you stay focused. If you can put pictures there, it reminds you of you working towards. And also affirmations. One of the affirmations that I have for myself is that I am an athlete. And I'm somebody that cares about my health. That's another affirmation that I use for myself. I choose foods that help me with my performance and make me feel better. I'm going to leave you with this phrase, and then we're done. Behind the scenes is where magic happens. You don't need to announce to the world what you're doing. Just show them. Just remember that. Show people. Don't tell them. You might get more people following your lead by doing that. If you want to make a change in the world, I think we need to start with ourselves. That's what I'm doing, and that's why I'm sharing all of these tips here with you today. All right. So that's it. I hope all of you have a wonderful beginning of 2025 and that you stick with your goals and what you committed to. Remember, you can do this. You got this. Happy 2025, everyone. Bye.